In this video, I'm going to go over the VWAP Crack. I'm going to show you one of my trades that I had that hit the scanner. I hope you enjoy it. Welcome to Seeking Trades. Please subscribe and hit the bell notification so you know when we make a new video or we stream our live scanners by Primus. We also have a discount code, Seeking Trades, in the description. Give the video a like and consider joining our Discord and Instagram. Today I'm doing a review on my trade that I took on May 26th. This trade is basically the VWAP Crack, and I haven't made a video on it yet. I started one, but if you're interested, please leave a comment, say that you are, and I'll finish it up pretty quick, probably by next week. So the way this trade happened was first of all, it hit my scanner. I took a look at it and I was like, okay, let me evaluate and watch this. And I'm gonna have to play this one on the 1 minute time frame, not just the 5. So I actually played it on both. I watched both the 5 and the 1 minute. So I had the 1 minute chart up. It went up pretty good. It had a good direction. Hit the standard deviation lines that I have in place. Kind of started rolling over. Broke through VWAP here and then got bought back up. And I was like, okay. Still stayed below. And I almost got in right here, but I decided, I want to watch it a little bit. This thing can just turn and go. It's the beginning of the market day. It's only 7 minutes, 8 minutes in. So kind of hung around VWAP a little bit. But then when this candle here got below the EMAs, I wanted to watch it again, and sure enough, it opened, and it opened here, popped up, and that's where I took my trade. As you can see, it says 408, and then 408 was my entry. So I took 200 shares short. It drops, closes down here at 403, stays underneath these lines, underneath the 20, which is the bluish line here, and my 9 EMA, and continues to fade. So I have some other indicating lines and things out there, but anyhow, when this came down, I decided to take a little bit of profit at about 94, 394. So I did. I took 100 shares off. And I was just going small size just to see, and try to have an example for everybody. So I took off 100 shares, and then it continued to kind of fade. And I wasn't really watching it too much. I was just kind of jumping around, trying to look for other stocks to trade. Hoping this thing would just fade off for the rest of the day. So I kept on my 100 shares short just to continue on. So then it starts to curl back up, and I was like, oh, well, this has got to be interesting. But it went in right into this little line, which is my 50. However, I'm also watching this on a 5-minute chart. So if you look right here, I shorted on the pop, and that was at 394 and another 100 shares. So now I'm 200 short once again. And then if you see this, basically it starts rolling over. So here's how it looks, not zoomed in. Came down, popped up, I got short, flushed, I covered in that flush down here. Goes down a little more. I wasn't really watching it too much more because I was hoping it would just break. I drew in a support line. I'm like, oh, there's one bottom. Comes back up, hits into this line here, this is at my 50, but it's on a 1 minute chart, so it's not very valid. I got short again, added to that pop, comes down this way, and then it flushes again. So this one I did take. Let me move my screen here. I took a bigger portion off. Usually I say, hey, sell half. Well, here or cover half. I covered 150 shares at 383. So I got a dime out of it, about, a little more. So I only had 50 shares left. So then what I did was I just put a stop in at break even or whatever it was. And I just left it on at basically of the breaking even of the shares that I added to at the 394. So as the day went on, I wasn't even watching. I just full on put a stop in, had a dentist appointment, whatever. And then it stopped me out way over here at about 9:13 in the morning, which is 12:13 Eastern Standard Time. But it actually continued to go and grind higher and higher and higher and higher. Did pretty good. Closed at 414, and then today on the 27th, it continued to go up, and it actually hit after market of a high of 445. So, you know, stock's doing pretty good. So I just wanted to show you guys that VWAP crack, and here it is in the 5-minute time frame. Because I was watching it here. Now you're gonna see why I got where I got in. So this thing came up, it shot up, came down here, and this is the candle that stopped, or that basically closed below the VWAP here, and this one here opened, came up. This is my decision, like it kind of decision candle for me. It made me see that this thing got rejected. It came up, tried to reclaim the VWAP, and then it got rejected, and it started closing down. And that's when I was like, okay, this thing's getting rejected at VWAP here. As this thing hit up here and started pulling back down, you can see right when it dropped right below it again, there's my entry point right at the bottom of this candle. This was that decision candle, and then this is the confirmation candle. I might have misspoke earlier. This is the confirmation candle right here. And so this is what gave me that confidence, like, oh, okay, I'm not risking much if I get in right here. So I get in at 408, 200 shares short, and I'm only gonna risk a dime. 418 is the top of this candle up here in the wick. I was willing to risk a dime. It was 200 shares. It's nothing. For my account, it's not very much. So it's 20 bucks. Okay, $20 bet. Not a big deal. And so I took it, and here it goes in the next 5 minutes. Flushed down, and I was nervous because it was coming into this 9, and then it flushes down again. And as you can see, I took half off at 100 off at 394, as I was explaining earlier. And the reason why is because of this. It had to get through the 9, it had to get through the 20, and then once it cracked below the 20, I was like, okay, I'm getting out. I'm gonna cover a little bit in here. And then it flushed even more and closed way down here, and I didn't expect that. I thought there was gonna be a bounce. But looking down here, look at that volume. And I have a video on these indicators if you're interested. It's you could see not just the volume bar, but you see the sell pressure in that volume bar. It's pretty handy to have. I might have overlooked it that day. So then I got out half, like I said earlier, and then comes back up. Look at this. It goes right into all this EMAs and all the 9, the 20. This is all resistance. So if it pops into that and gets kind of like stopped in its tracks, that's a bearish sign. So it did that, and it closed, and then when it came up into that area right there, I was like, I'm going to short it right at those EMAs. And so as you can see, I took another 100 shares short, and then just let the trade play out. And then when this right here, this second candle came up here and flushed down, that's when I covered. And look at this level that I drew over here from pre-market. There's a reason why I covered into that 384, and then if you look right here, 383, 384, almost 384. is where I got out my 150 shares. So if you guys have any questions about the VWAP Crack or anything like that, let me know in the comments. I am working on a video to show you how the setup plays out and how to set it up, how to get in, how to get out. It's just the reverse of the VWAP pop, or whatever variation you've heard of it. So I do have videos, and I'll link that one to at the end of the video here. So that's pretty much it. Thanks, guys.